Hey, you guys. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. We're going to be talking about Josh Duggar's wife, Anna Duggar, a little bit about Josh Duggar as well, as new photos have emerged of him behind the prison gates. Also, news has come out to tell us exactly what Anna Duggar has been doing to make money since her husband, Josh, was put in prison. And I've seen a lot of people ask this, like, how does she take care of the kids? And a part of me thought, like, there's no way that Jim Bob and Michelle could still be financially taking care of Anna Duggar because she has 7 kids. Like, that's a lot. As a mom of 6 kids, and I probably don't live remotely the way that they live, it's very expensive. And Jim Bob and Michelle, while they used to have a lot of money, considering that they had a hit reality TV show, and when their reality TV show was canceled, Jim Bob was able to snag Counting On with the girls, where he profited off of that. They don't have that anymore. He's no longer in politics, and Jim Bob and Michelle have like 100% been canceled pretty much. Okay. So I'm like, there's no way they could still be taking care of Anna and her kids. And it seems like they're not, because Anna has had to get creative to figure out a way to financially support her kids. And she did just that. And what she is doing is a little controversial. So we're going to get into it, you guys. News broke yesterday. I read the article. The Sun's talking about it. The Ashley's talking about it. Anna has started dog breeding. Now, when I read that, I was like, wait, isn't that like highly looked down upon? Because there's already like an overpopulation of dogs. We have dogs in shelters. We have dogs being euthanized because they're not being taken in. Like, they're like, surely this is not what she's doing, right? But this is what she's doing. Okay. So the Ashley has an article up. The Sun has an article up. We're going to go over the Sun's article really quickly. It says, inside Anna Duggar's sad life with 7 kids and controversial job, as disgraced husband Josh serves 12 years, his 12-year prison sentence, plus where Anna is living now with her 7 children. There's also been some discussion that Anna may not be living where she was living, in the warehouse, because rumors have come out that her and Jim Bob and Michelle do not get along. After Josh was arrested and then found guilty, the rumors were that Anna blamed Michelle and Jim Bob, that she blamed them for not getting Josh like the help that he needed after the things happened with his sisters. She felt that they did something wrong. And a lot of people actually do, a lot of people feel that way. But at the end of the day, darling, if your husband is downloading child porn at like 30 years old, like, that's on him. Like, you can't be mad at his parents about that. You can be mad at the parents over what they didn't do when he was younger, but somebody that's in their 30s, or however old Josh was when he got caught, he knows right from wrong. He knows downloading videos where children are being tortured and essayed. He knows that's wrong. Jim Bob and Michelle don't need to tell him that, okay? So word on the curb was that she was very upset with him when he was found guilty. And I can tell you this, you guys, I went to the sentencing hearing and it was awkward, because when I first got there, I got there before Jim Bob, before Anna. Like, media got there before anybody. We got to the courthouse at like 6:30 in the morning. Okay, we were like first in line. So we got there, we waited from like 6:30 until the courthouse opened at 9 in line. They made like legit media sit on one side. I'm not legit media. Like, the Ashley, the Daily Mail, the Sun, they all got to sit on one side because they had evidence to show that they write for an outlet, right? Me and like another YouTuber, a couple of TikTokers. There's a lady on TikTok that's a lawyer, that she's got like over 1 million subscribers, or 1 million TikTok followers back then. She was there. We all sat on the other side behind the family. Now, I will say, some family, thank you so much, Miss Ruth. Thank you so much for that super chat. I appreciate it so much. All super chats from here until December 20th will go to Christmas presents and mine and Sean's anniversary. Our anniversary is December 20th. We're going on like 16 years of marriage. 16 years of marriage. Our anniversary is spent every year Christmas shopping for our kids. We go eat and we go Christmas shopping, and that's what we do. So thank you so much. Okay. So the thing is, okay, so Their media sat on one side. Other people said, like family sat on when you walked in the courthouse, media sat on the right, family sat on the left. But people like me and Sojo and the lawyer from TikTok, we sat on the left as well because literally the right was like reserved pretty much. However, I will tell you at the there was a few family members that snuck in right before court started and they sat on the back as well. They sat on the back right. They sat behind media and they kind of like they wanted to kind of come in incognito. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want anybody to see them. So they snuck in and kind of jumped on that side, you know. Um, but I got there and I sat on the left side with Sojo, with the lawyer, and uh, Anna walks in and she sits right in front of me. I'm talking about I could have touched the back of her head. I could have flicked it, right? So I'm like freaking out almost. I'm like, I can't believe Anna Duggar sitting right in front of me, you know? Well, when Jim Bob comes in, he just comes and he stands right at the end of the pew and just kind of looks. So Anna and the people that she was there with, they all scooted down, but there was no words spoken. He just walked up, stood, they just scooted down. She did not scoot down like just like a seat or two to give him room to sit down. She scooted all the way down. She scooted down far enough to where probably like 4 people could have sat in between them at this point. So he sits down. There was no exchanging pleasantries like, "Hey, Anna, how you doing? How's the kids? You know, tough day." Nothing. I sat behind them in court for like, I'm gonna goodness, we were there from like 9 o'clock in the morning until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We took a 30-minute lunch break and I never saw them speak. Even during the lunch break, when we all got up and left out, Jim Bob walked out with and he met with his sons and they spoke, but Anna did not speak. So I thought they're like, oh yeah, there's got to be some animosity there, considering like they're not speaking at all. Either way, there's been those rumors. There's been rumors that she moved to Texas because Josh is serving in Texas. However, she's not living in Texas, but there is a house in Texas that her family members own that she goes to and she stays there while she's there for visitation. But let's get into this article, you guys, because I'm not gonna lie, to say I'm kind of shocked. Anna had to come up with some creative way, I guess you could say, to earn money, considering she's Anna Duggar. Does she get a job at the local grocery store? Does she get a job at a convenience store? Even if she does, it's not going to make the money that she needs to probably take care of her 7 kids. And people will probably complain. I mean, everybody in that town knows Josh and Anna, everybody. So if you walked into your local grocery store and you saw Josh Duggar's wife working there might be some people that would complain. I mean, I wouldn't, but there probably would be, right? So she had to get, I guess you could say, creative with how she figured out a way to make money. So this is Anna Duggar, the day of court, right here. This is her walking into court. All right, so the son can exclusively go inside Anna's lonely life, raising her children and working a controversial job. Anna, who shares her 7 children with Josh, their names are Mackenzie, Michael, Marcus, Meredith, Mason, Mariella, and Madison. Okay, so she's 36. I don't know how old Josh is. I think he's like 37. They have 7 children together. The son confirms Anna still lives in the windowless warehouse on her in-laws' property, on her in-law Jim Bob and Michelle's compound, where she resides with her family before Josh was arrested on CP charges. Though Anna's children are homeschooled, her son participates in local sports. The source exclusively told the Sun that Anna has been seen bringing her son to basketball games weekly and watching them play from the stands. The source said Anna socializes with people and appears to have made friends with some of the basketball parents, that's pretty interesting in itself that Anna has made friends or she's friendly with some of the basketball parents because Anna has always been like very shut off, very, very, very shut off. And then when everything went down with Josh, she became even more shut off. Like she don't even talk to some of Josh's siblings because they've come out and spoken against him. Why'd they give their names and ages like that? I don't know. That was really weird, right? Just reading it and then like nothing to it. Yeah. While Anna's husband is in prison in Dallas, Texas, she has turned to dog breeding to provide for her family. Anna filed a business license for Golden Grove Pups LLC in May 2024. Matthew, I can tell you I was flabbergasted. We sit in court all day me and like the people that I've become friends with throughout this case, throughout this trial, thinking he's going to get like 20 years, right? Like, surely he's going to get 20 years. I'm like on social media before court during breaks talking about it. 20 years, I'm thinking 20 years because I want to say like the state was asking for like a lot, right? And he got 12. He got 12 years. And we were like, but it was off this point system. It was because he's never been in trouble before. It was all, all these things that she had to take into account. And I'm like, but at the same time, he watched content that included an 18-month-old baby being tortured. So that should speak enough for itself. Yeah, we were blown away, but the judge actually said, like, the judge went through this point system. The judge, like, read everything, was like, you get this many points for that, and totaled up the points and was like, by these guidelines, you will receive a sentence of, I think it was like 151 months. And I remember all of us looking around like, what is that? What is that? What is that? What is 151 months? Nobody had their, their thinking caps on that day. Nobody knew their math that well that day. And I remember us all just, and then Miss Bobby Holt, who were friends with the Duggars, she leaned up to me and Sojo and she said, that's 12 years and 7 months. And we're like, that's it? That's it? And we were just blown away. But I can tell you, Josh got points marked against him because he never accepted responsibility. That was something that they read through, and it said a part of this point system is if the person accepts responsibility. And Josh did not. So the judge was like, you did not accept responsibility throughout this whole trial. You have maintained your innocence. Even after you're found guilty, you still say that you're innocent. So for that reason, because you will not accept responsibility, you got this many points. She's like, Texas, oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. How much do your memberships cost? I think the cheapest one is like $3.99. Yeah, $2.99, $3.99, something like that. They're not expensive, in my opinion. They're not expensive. I know creators that their cheapest one is like $15.99, and I'm like, all right. As someone who lives in their area and works in the animal field, I despise this family. Matthew said you would drop 3 points for not accepting responsibility. Yes. Yeah, and Josh has gotten caught with a phone. He has not been a model inmate, but he's in the trustee dorm somehow, even though he's not been a model inmate. Thank you guys so much for your support. All right, so let's get back to this article. It says she filed a business license for Golden Grove Pups LLC in May 2024. Social media pages, which the Sun can confirm are Anna's company, reveals she breeds golden retrievers. Oh, and here's some photos that somebody managed to capture of him walking around. There's like a track, and somebody got a video of him. The cost of a golden retriever can vary depending on whether you buy the breeder or adopt from a shelter, the breeder's reputation, and your location. A golden retriever from a reputable breeder in the United States can cost between $500 to $3,000. Reputable breeders screen litter parents for health conditions and may have a long waiting list. Adopting a golden retriever from a shelter or rescue can cost between $100 and $500, depending on the dog's age and your location. In addition to the initial cost, you can expect to pay for ongoing costs like grooming, exercise, and insurance. The average annual premium for golden retrievers insurance is $43. The ASPCA estimates that the ongoing cost of owning a dog is $1,391 per year, but expenses can vary. I was just kind of curious how much she could make, like a pop from, a dog. The latest post from October is a video of 4 puppies playing together with a caption that says, throwback to playtime fun. These pups know how to make the most of their day, especially when there's a good old rope to wrestle with. Tugging, rolling, playful barks all around. It's impossible to not smile watching them enjoy every second. Some of the photos even show the puppies in the warehouse as the floors match what we know the inside of the floors of the warehouse to look like. While Anna isn't raising her children or providing for them with her new business, she is visiting her husband. Y'all, I did a TikTok video about this, and for the life of me, I could not say, and I'm going to try it, regularly. I ended up just having to say, like, she visits her husband often because I literally had to edit that like 50 times. That facility is for S offenders. They have a SYN or senior and PC units. Thank you, Matthew, coming in with the info. Thank you. So she does go see him, even though it's like quite a drive, Arkansas, Texas. I think it's, I don't know where I'm getting this from, but for some reason I want to say that it's like a 7 hour drive. I could be wrong, but for some reason, back when I was like all over this case because there was constantly news coming out, I want to say I looked it up and I want to say it's like it's a good drive. Maybe more than that. A family member of an inmate that is in prison with Josh told The Sun that Anna visits her husband frequently with their 7 young children. The insider claimed, "We seen Anna at Visitation fairly regularly. I've spoken to Anna a couple of times. Normally, the only things I've seen is Anna and then their kids. I don't really know anybody else." The source said the prison has board games and blocks to keep the children busy during visitation. So here's some of the okay, so that's where they live. And I used to have a video up on my YouTube channel of me driving by here. God, stalker. But this was literally in that this was I went to the sentencing hearing when I got to Arkansas. I want to go by the Duggar's house. I mean, everybody knows where they live, right? So somebody that lives in the area told me like this is how you get there. So I rode by and I rode by and I rode by and I recorded and I called my husband. I'm on FaceTime, like showing my husband, and I felt like a stalker. And if they see me, they would have had me arrested. So praise God they didn't. They're really used to it, like people passing by. But at one point when I was passing by, a van come out of the gate. Um, but it's a big house. It's far back in a field, and on the right side of if you're looking at the house, like the house is like way back here, and the Anna's house is like up here, and there's like this big, not far from the Duggar's house, there is this big playhouse that you can see that one of the boys actually kind of lived in. I remember there was like talks that one of the boys like lived in this like playhouse. It was really cool. But yeah, I remember passing by there and thinking, wow, like okay, she lives there. That's interesting. But yeah, the inside of this house, they've really made it pretty impressive. So here's some photos of the dogs. Anna has stood by her husband's side during the crimes and has attended every court hearing leading up to the nearly 2 week trial where she sat in the front row of the gallery every day. Ahead of his sentencing, she wrote a letter to the Arkansas judge to give her husband a lenient sentence as the prosecution demanded that he receive 20 years behind bars. Her letter read, "Joshua has worked hard to provide for me and our now 7 children. But the happiest part of the day, by far, is when Daddy comes home from work and his cheerful voice fills the house. Hey guys, how's it going? What did you learn about in school today?" Are usually the conversation starters in between greeting each of our children. Joshua is an engaged dad who gladly throws the football with his sons, listens to our daughters play a new song they have learned on the piano, helps answer homework questions, or lends a hand sweeping up spilled crackers. Anna, who married Josh in 2008, added, "He is a kind, loving, supportive, and caring father and husband, his primary focus in life. My children and I rely on Joshua for financial, emotional, and physical support. Many others depend on Joshua too." Joshua, who is 36, is currently serving a 151-month prison sentence on child charges with a release date of October 2nd, 2032. And it was August when he was first sentenced. His release date was August, but when he got caught with a cell phone, it got pushed back to October. He has filed appeals, but they have been denied. Let's see. Let me show you guys the pictures that somebody managed to capture. So that's one photo. He's wearing like sunglasses and got a mustache. He's sporting a mustache. Oh, he also has a fine too. That's another thing is when he was sentenced, he was also given a like a $10,000 fine that he had to pay, and he is supposed to pay that over the course of his imprisonment, from my understanding. Here is outside the prison. He has a pet. Oh my goodness, you're so right. That is a pedo stash, right? And I hate to say that because some people have those stashes, but like, yeah. Chelsea DeBoer, her husband Cole, who I think is super cute, he has a pedo stash, and I'm like, quit it, don't do that, you know. So here is like a closer shot. and I think this is the page, Golden Grove Pups, because that kind of looks like Anna in the photo. But I was looking at it and I saw where some people like asked, like, how can I get in touch with you about a pup? And it was a guy that responded and said, shoot me a message. And I went to that guy's page and he was like from the United Kingdom. But maybe Anna's like working with someone that's, I don't, maybe Anna's working with someone that answers comments or something just to make sure, she don't have people like trying to reach out to her. I don't know. But, so yeah, she is breeding puppies, and I was reading about that just to kinda get an idea of how controversial that is and why exactly it is, and it's because, there's an overpopulation of dogs, even in shelters and things like that, and a lot of times these breeders, they're not knowledgeable when it comes to these dogs. Like, and it made me wonder, how knowledgeable is Anna? Like, have we ever known Anna to like know much about puppies? Not to my knowledge. I don't know. So, what does she have to do? What? I mean, I guess that's a unique way to figure out. She had to come up with some way because her kids are homeschooled. She has 7 kids. So, for her to be able to have a job where she could work around her 7 kids, piano lessons, whatever they may do, basketball or whatever, and then working with the public would probably be really difficult, and probably nothing that she could have did in that area would have made her decent money. So she had to probably figure out, like, I got to come up with some way that I could do work from here, work from home. The worst part of his sentence is that he will get out. Yeah. They breed and sell. That is it. It's like a puppy mill. None are registered. That's what I wonder. Like, is she registering these puppies? Is she getting them to the vet? Are they getting their vaccinations before they are rehomed? Some people do, but knowing his history, it's 100% makes it. Yeah, yeah. Some people I've seen with those stashes, and they can pull them off fine or whatever. It's a unique look, but it is very interesting that those stashes. It seems like a pedo stash. I ordered my 6 grandbabies personalized lights with their name for the wall. They are so cheap on Temu. So impressed with size and quality as I was nervous. Someone actually gifted me this one. Whenever I was getting my studio built, I had someone that was so sweet to me throughout the whole process. I actually haven't heard from her in a while. I've reached out to her a couple of times just to see how she's doing because she used to like message me here and there to check on me, and she gifted me this light, and she actually ordered one that got lost and it never made it to me. So she ordered another one, and it was just so sweet for her to do that. And I've checked in with her throughout time, but I don't know what happened because she hasn't responded in a while. So I hope she's okay. She 100% are not registering these puppies. It costs too much for someone just trying to survive. Likely no vet visits or anything. But she she registered her business in May 2024. So we know she's been doing it at least as long as that. But I'm just kind of wondering if she's making a decent living with this. I mean, maybe, I guess. But yeah, I would assume since she is doing this to just make a living, she's probably doing it the cheapest way around. Maybe. I mean, I hate to put that on her, but maybe. I don't know how much she knows about these types of dogs and what they need or anything like that. So I was shocked. I was pretty shocked to learn that that's what she's doing. Kristen's Kettle Up Idaho says, I've bred Labrador since 2003. In the past 3 years, people have been telling me the most horrific stories of other breeders. Please message me if you want any info on prospective breeder. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm happy to let you know what to look for and what are the red flags. Thank you so much. If you want a good dog from a professional breeder, please look up lists on the AKC website. Thank you. How can she make a decent living by not registering them is impossible. I don't know. Like, I guess, yeah, because that's what makes them even more valuable, right? To register them. Because if you have a dog, you might can sell it for like a couple $100. But if you register that dog, then they're more valuable, right? Y'all bear with me with my eyebrows. I'm trying to train them to be like feather brows, and it has given me a run for my money. I've been getting on here looking crazy. Do a search of Beaumont. I worked at USP Beaumont, aka Bloody Beaumont, before leaving the BOP. Beaumont was no joke, and Joshua would make it 5 minutes there. I'll have to look that up. You talking about Beaumont, Texas? the facility there. I'm wondering why they put him in a facility that just seems so laid back. Josh, literally, in some of the articles that I read about him, they talk about him getting special treatment, that literally he signs newspapers. He puts his autograph on newspapers and gives them to inmates for their family members. Like some of the inmates there, their family on the outside are kind of enamored about, oh, Josh Duggar's in prison with my whatever. And he signs his autographs on newspapers and sends them out. He's gotten in trouble, but still he is in this trustee section of the facility. Like they just redid the facility not too long ago, and they made a trustee area where they have microwaves and special amenities, and it's more laid back, and they have flowers, and they've decorated it, and he was put there, and he doesn't qualify to be put there because the requirements are like three requirements, and two of the requirements he has not met. He broke them. One is like not getting in trouble, and he's gotten in trouble. Uh, I don't remember what the other two. He had to sign a form was the third one. The third one was literally to sign a form. Of course, anybody could do that, but the BOP is afraid of a lawsuit. Yeah. If one parent is registered, they can pay a fee to have the puppies registered. It makes them worth some more, but doesn't mean the father is great and was bred properly. Got you. Got you. Yeah. Yeah. I think he's in a low level security. And I don't know if that's due to why. I mean, the nature of his charges, I feel like at his bond hearing, I remember the marshal that testified said that he had been doing this type of work for like 10 plus years. And the content that Josh was viewing was the worst of the worst. Oh, and if you guys remember, or if you may not know this, one of Josh's security team members came forward a while back and said that, he was security and he would follow like Josh, like to and from work and things like that. And there were times he could see that Josh was watching corn on his phone. Like he would like be behind him or pull up beside him, and Josh would like have his phone and be watching corn. That's a bad habit. Like if you can't go that long without like the buyer will need to have the puppy registered later, usually consisting of bringing copies of parents' paperwork and then blood work. Got you. You can sell them as dogs that can be registered. But yeah, you guys, I'm kind of shocked because this is something that's kind of looked down upon, it's frowned upon. So to see that she is doing this, I wonder how long she's been doing it. And she might just not care. She might just be like, you know what, my husband's gone. I got 7 kids. At least she's not on OnlyFans. How is he allowed to see his own kids? I wouldn't want him near my kids or acknowledge he's the father. It's really wild because Anna's all for it. Like Anna wants him to be able to see their kids. I mean, she takes the kids there to visit Josh, and I'm just curious how much the kids know. Hell, she could be selling feed pigs. I thought about it. Farts in a jar too. When old Stephanie, whatever. Y'all remember Stephanie from 90 Day Fiance? She was farting in jars and selling them, and in the first month, she made like $900,000. I was like, Shine, run to the store, buy some jars and a bunch of like canned beans. I don't know. Yes, Anna is very brainwashed, and the religion that they practice basically brainwashes you to believe that if your husband cheats on you, it's your fault because you were not pleasing them enough. You were not sexually satisfying them. That's why Michelle Duggar got pregnant 11 times. And that's why in one episode, she talked about like always being there for your man. Like whenever he needs it, you're supposed to be there. Yeah, so his crime was not like an actual physical crime. He was viewing the stuff, but he was not charged with physically doing anything. He was charged with downloading the type of corn that was just very bad, that included 12-year-olds and 18-month-olds. The marshal that testified said in his 10 years of doing this and seeing the type of child corn that people download, he had never witnessed anything like this. And if you're really interested and want to know what he was he was looking at something called Daisy's Destruction, which is the worst of the worst. No, he was not convicted for essaying his sisters ever. Never, ever. Yeah, she's completely brainwashed. So the way they believe is that if your husband steps out, it's your fault because you were not there for him enough. And you should stay with them because if you leave your husband, you have left God's umbrella, the umbrella of God, and that you open yourself up to be attacked by Satan. And not only do you open yourself up to be attacked by Satan, but you open your children up to be attacked by Satan. And their teachings teach you that if you leave your husband, your children are now, they could be unalive, they could be SA'd, they could be assaulted brutally. She believes until she gets out of this brainwashed fog that she's in, as long as she believes the teachings that that's been instilled in her, she believes that to leave Josh is to put her and her children in harm's way, like very serious harm's way. So it's her fault he's in the children. Oh, well, that's what they teach. They teach that anything the husband does basically is the wife's fault. It's their teachings are like 3 years ago or so. I did a video on it. I come across some of the teachings of Bill Gothard and went over them, and it was really disgusting. Basically, like if you're a 5-year-old and your neighbor SAs you, like what did you do to make that neighbor see you in that type of way? It's disgusting. Your parents were not praying for you enough. You were not praying enough. But you guys leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you all for joining me here for this live stream. If we hear anything else, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, new photos of Josh. You can't see much. He got the mustache, wearing sunglasses, just strolling around prison grounds on the walking track. Anna is breeding puppies. I guess possibly making a decent living. It's been under wraps for a while, but now people know about it. So I don't know if she's going to get any backlash. She probably will, but I don't even think she's like really on social media, so she probably won't pay much mind to it. You guys leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, shout out to Ruth. Shout out to She's Like Texas. I thank you guys so much for that. Everyone else, on the way out, if you guys don't mind, hit the thumbs up button. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. It tells YouTube that, we had 278 people here. And if you guys all hit the thumbs up button, then everybody watched, liked it. And then it's more likely to promote this video to others. So if you guys don't mind, subscribe if you're not yet. Hit that thumbs up button. You can follow me on my other social media platforms. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.